meaning options inside the vehicle. Whether the car has power windows, power locks, power mirrors. So when you do this, you're going to open up the door, you're going to say, as you can see, this car has power windows, power locks, power mirrors. It also comes with AM, FM, CD. If the car has automatic climate control, you're going to say the car also has automatic climate control. The purpose of this is kind of like central air conditioning inside your house. In the event that it's cold outside, you can set the car automatically to 71, 72, 73 degrees, whatever temperature is comfortable for you. And so this way you don't have to keep on controlling the fan volume every time you get hot and cold inside the car. That's the point of a feature, advantage, and benefit. After that, you're going to take them outside of the vehicle, you're going to bring them over to the hood. Then you're going to show them some of the safety options inside the hood. Now, obviously, if there's a family and they're looking at a minivan, safety is going to be an important feature to them because they have two little kids that they want to be protected. God forbid they ever do get into an accident, I should say. Now, with that, you're going to show them feature, advantage, and benefit underneath the engine. Okay? All cars are going to come with what's called liquid-filled breakaway motor mounts. The point of this feature is that God forbid that the car gets into a high collision accident, front end, the motor is going to drop, rotate 45 degrees, go underneath the vehicle so it doesn't go through the firewall and into the passenger and driver. If you have two teenagers or two young kids that are looking at a sports car, obviously you're going to want to talk about performance, handling, stability. You're going to want to talk about top speed, how much horsepower it has, and things of that nature. You're also going to go through all the clear fluid reservoirs, where the windshield wiper fluid is, where the antifreeze goes. Okay? The purpose that you want to do this for is because not a lot of people inside this industry do this. And this is kind of going back to what we were talking about before, separating yourself from your competition. What are you going to do that's going to make yourself stand out compared to everyone else? And these are the features and selling points that are going to make you stand out compared to everyone else. After that, you're going to take them right to the passenger side. At the passenger side, you're going to show them the additional safety options. If the car has alloy wheels, you're going to talk about the alloy wheels. If the car has 180-degree mirrors, breakaway mirrors, you're going to talk about that. Every car has 35-mile-per-hour impact side beams running vertically across the side of the vehicle. You're going to talk about that just in case they get broadsided. It's going to reduce the risk of injury up to 35 miles per hour or less. You're also going to show them the room in the back seat. If it's a two-door, if it's a four-door, if it's a minivan. Because obviously if it's a four-door or a minivan, if they have kids, the back seat in the room is going to be a buying point for them. Then you're going to show them inside the trunk, show them where the spare tire is, show them where the jack is. Make a joke, okay? You don't want to go through the sales process as a script. You're going to want to have personality in it. So when you open up the trunk, you know, if you're looking at a Lincoln Town Car, you might want to say, you know, you can probably fit about 6 dead bodies back there. Break the ice a little bit. Become friends with them. You have to open up to the people, otherwise they're not going to open up to you. Throughout their process, you're going to get a couple of different questions. You're already going to know all their names. You might want to interrogate what they do for a living. You know, if they're wearing a baseball hat, whether it be the Atlanta Braves, New York Yankees, or LA Dodgers, you're going to want to talk about those features. You know, if they have an LA Dodgers hat on, you're going to say, "Oh, you see the game last night? Wasn't that a great game? What do you think about the trade they made with Joe Torre coming into as head coach? He's doing a great job, or a phenomenal job, isn't he?" So you're going to want to get on things that they understand to become friends with them. If that process is done, you're going to sit them back inside the driver's seat. Next is going to come a test drive. Once you have them inside the driver's seat, you're going to say, "Just get familiar with the vehicle, and I'll be right back." Never tell them where you're going, and don't tell them that you want to take them on a test drive. Because people tend not to want to get emotionally attached to a car. They tend not to want to test drive a vehicle. You, as a salesperson, want to get them emotionally attached to a car. That's going to help you sell the car later on in the sales process. So after you put them inside the car, you're going to say, "Hold on a second, I'll be right back." And you're going to walk away. Now, wherever your dealer keys are or your dealer tags, you're going to want to get those items. You're going to pull the car to the front of the showroom, and you're going to take them for a test drive. After you pull the car to the front of the showroom, you come back in, you're going to say, "Follow me, I have something I want to show you." You're going to take them out to the car. You're going to put the primary driver inside the driver's seat. You're going to get it inside the passenger seat. The other passengers are going to get inside the back of the vehicle, and you go on for your test drive route. On the test drive, that's going to be your third point in the sale. On your test drive, you're going to want to say a couple of different questions, okay? It's important during a sales process to get as many yeses as you can out of someone. Yeses meaning, if it's two teenagers, as I said before, in a sports car, you're going to say, has a lot of power, doesn't it? Or if it's a minivan and a customer is worried about the safety, you're going to say, this car feels really safe, doesn't it? Or if it's someone looking at an SUV, you're going to say, this car has a lot of torque for that boat that you said that you needed to tow before, doesn't it? And you're going to want to get as many yeses as you can, okay? At the end of the test drive, you're going to bring the car back into the dealership, you're going to let them right out in front of the showroom, and you're going to say, allow me to park the car, I'll be right back, I'll meet you inside. As soon as you meet them back inside, you're going to sit them down at your desk, you're going to go up to the sales tower and ask them for a guest sheet. Now once you get up to the sales tower, the sales manager, whoever's working the sales tower, is going to ask you a couple different questions. He's going to ask you if you test drove the vehicle. He's going to ask you what their names are, possibly where they live. Are they looking to lease? Are they looking to finance? Are they looking to buy the car in cash? He's going to ask you what kind of car you landed on. Is the car that you landed on the car that they want to take home today? Now, the answer to that question always should be a yes. Because if you did all the steps of the sale right up until this process, that's going to be the car that they landed on because you did your job and you fit all their needs and requirements out of anything they ever wanted in a vehicle. After that, you're going to get called a guest sheet. A guest sheet is a simple form that has some of the customer's basic information on it. This form is going to allow you to follow up with the customer later on in the future in case they wind up not buying the car that day. Now, after you get the guest sheet, you're going to go back up to your customer. You're already going to know their first name and last name, so you're going to write that down on the guest sheet. You're going to have a section for an address. You're going to ask them what their current address is. Now, the guest sheet is also a pretty important step to the process because you want to get as much information as you can. As I said before, just in case they don't buy, so you can follow up with them in the future. The less information you get is the worst. So when you're asking them for their address, you don't want to ask, can I have your address? That's called an open-ended question. In an open-ended question, you get two answers. You could either get a yes or a no. You want to assume that you are friends with them enough for them to automatically give you this information. What do I mean by that? Listen to the two different phrases. Can I have your address? Or a simple phrase that would assume that you can have their address would be, what is your address? They're the same question, two different forms. The second one is going to be a lot more effective. After that, you're going to ask them the best phone number to reach them at during the day. Now, the daytime phone number might be the most important. A lot of times they're going to give you the cell phone number, and a cell phone number is great to get out of every number that you could possibly get. Since cell phones came out, no one really uses their home phone or business phone anymore. Everyone always uses their cell phone. You ever go inside a restaurant and you go to the bathroom and you see someone standing in front of the urinal and they have a cell phone in their ear? People are talking on their cell phones while they're going to the bathroom these days. So a cell phone is something that is always on someone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They can't get away from it. So that is the most important number to get. After that, majority of people spend a lot more of their time at work than they do at home. So the second phone number that you want to get out of someone is their business phone number. Now the way that you ask for this is if they give you a cell phone in the beginning, what's your work phone number? And they're going to give you your work phone number. Nowadays, since the internet became so explosive, the internet and email is also a great feature